What's going on, everybody? Got another video here for you. We got a uniform motion problem. So it says a car travels 240 kilometers at a constant speed. If the speed had been 20 kilometers an hour faster, the trip would have taken 1 hour less. Find the car's original speed and the time taken for the trip. All right, so let's let S is going to equal the car's original speed. And that is in kilometers per hour. And we're going to let T equal, I need to learn how to spell original time taken for the trip. And that's going to be in hours. All right. And we know the distance, the total distance, is equal to 240 kilometers. All right, so let's set up some equations here. So we got original trip. Okay. We know that what? We know that distance is equal to rate times time. So that's going to give us 240 is equal to S times T, right? Rate times time. S is the rate, T is the time. And yes, I could have used X and Y for rate and time. I just use S and T. S for speed, T for time. Okay. All right. So there's our equation for the original trip. Now let's look at this. It says if speed was 20 kilometers per hour faster. Okay, what would that mean if the speed was 20 kilometers an hour faster? Well, we would have had the speed would have been what? S plus 20 kilometers per hour. And the time would have been what? It would have taken 1 hour less. So that would have been T minus 1. So let's set up an equation for that. So we've got distance equals rate times time. All right. Well, look at this. We've got us two equations here. We need to get one of the equations either all in terms of S or all in terms of T. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to divide both sides by, let's just divide by S. So that's going to give me 240 over S equals T. I guess I could have written that a little bit better. Divide by S, divide by S. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this value of T, which is 240 over S, and I'm going to put it in the place of that T. So I get 240 is equal to S plus 20 times T, but in the place of T, I'm putting 240 over S and then minus that 1. All right, now let's get rid of this fraction. So I'm going to multiply both sides by S. Whoops. All right. So that's going to give me 240S is equal to, now the whole point of this is to get rid of the fraction. So I'm going to multiply the S times this. Now keep in mind, when you multiply the S times this one, you don't multiply it times this one either. Okay? Look at it this way. Let's pretend like we've got 2 times 3 times 4. The 2 is like the S, the 3 is like the S plus 20, and the 4 is like the 240S minus 1. When you multiply this, what do? You do 2 times 3 is 6, times 4 is 24. You don't go 2 times 3, 2 times 4. You don't say 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 4 is 8, and then 6 times 8 is 48. Okay? You multiply the S times this, and then whatever you get there times this. I'm just choosing to multiply the S times this one first, and then whatever I get there, I'm going to multiply to this. So that's going to give me S. Now, let me change colors. That's going to give me S plus 20. That's this one. And then S times 240S is 240. The S's are going to cancel. And then S times minus 1 is minus S. Now, let's FOIL this out. So that's 240S is equal to 240S minus S squared. Plus, now we got 20 times 240 is 4,800. And then 20 times minus S is minus 20S. And so that's going to give me 240S is equal to negative S squared plus 220S plus 4,800. And so now I'm going to move the S squared to the left-hand side. Well, let's do this. Let's do this. It'll make it a little bit easier, maybe not as confusing. Subtract 240S to both sides. And so that's going to give me 0 is negative S squared minus 20S plus 4,800. And so now I'm going to multiply everything by negative 1, so that's going to swap the signs. So that's going to give me S squared plus 20S minus 4,800 is equal to 0. Okay, it doesn't matter if you write this on the right-hand side or the left-hand side of the equal sign. Okay. All right, so now we look at this and, well, we could possibly factor this thing, but I don't know, how easy is that thing to factor? Nah, it may not be that difficult, but what can we do to make it to maybe do it even quicker instead of having to figure out how to factor this thing? Quadratic formula. Remember, quadratic formula would be S is equal to negative B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. All right, so we're going to get S is equal to negative 20. All right, let me write this down. A is equal to 1, B is 20, and C is negative 4,800. Okay, A is the coefficient of S squared, B is the coefficient of S, and C is your constant. So that's negative 20 plus or minus the square root of 20 squared minus 4 times A times C all over 2 times A. So S is equal to negative 20 plus or minus the square root. Now, when you do all of this stuff here in your calculator, you're going to get 19,600 over 2, which this is equal to negative 20 plus or minus, and then the square root of 19,600, that is probably a perfect square, and it is. That is 140 over 2. So I get S is equal to negative 20 plus 140 over 2, or S is equal to negative 20 minus 140 over 2. And so if I do this, I get S is equal to, that's going to be 120 over 2, which is 120 over 2, which is 60 kilometers per hour. And here I would get S is equal to negative 160 over 2, which is negative 80 kilometers per hour. And we know that's not going to be an answer. It's not going to be negative. And so that is the car's original speed. And now they also wanted to know the time. So the time, T, so notice up here, where is it? Notice here we solve for T. T is 240 over S. So T is 240 over S, which is 240 over 60, which that is equal to 4 hours. And so there's your solution. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Hope it helped. Check out my other videos. Give me a like, share, subscribe, comment, and I will see y'all in the next one. Later.